The craziest thing about this week's episode of KonoSuba is it's worse than you could possibly imagine. You walk in thinking, okay, Darkness, she's in a bad situation. She clearly owes a debt to a man who is even going to make her desire of physical and emotional abuse not enjoyable for her. Like, at the end of the day, it's a bad situation. And then you get the realization of why she and her family is in debt. And it all goes back to that destroyer. And then you think of Aqua's mass flooding, and you think of all the damage that was done. Yeah, did they have to pay off some of that debt? Of course, but a part of it. And then Darkness's family comes in, covers the rest to the point of being so in debt, the worst scumbag imaginable comes in saying, you can use your body and pay off said debt. That was both a hilarious realization because it's like, oh man, you think the Darkness and like you think the destroyer gag's already done. It was funny, it was crazy in the moment. Look at them, haha, they're gonna go broke from paying off the debt. And then it gets shifted into a, oh god, this is actually incredibly emotional. Now granted, we did bust down the wedding, and it's still a little up in the air on the overall plan, but as it stands, we got a couple of options. Most likely, all of the money we have could be enough in theory to pay off the debt. Given the breakdown of the wedding, it seems like we're probably trying to avoid paying him at all. So we're currently kidnapping a bride. Either way, the biggest takeaway though is probably that Megumi tried to commit casual terrorism. And that's completely in line with her character. I have full live reactions over on Patreon if you want some full link of thought to any of these KonoSuba episodes. It's going to be over there exclusively. Sadly, it's all wrapping up next week, but hopefully Season 4 is just going to get confirmed, and then we just matter of waiting until they cook us up another season. The Megumi stuff, though, was probably my favorite part. It's just the fact that the butler comes in with a letter and, you know, you're reading it, you see her smug little face, and she's pretty much talking about casually committing terrorism if they go through with the wedding. I'm gonna blow it all up. I'm gonna make your lives living hell. And it's like, the fact that she only got a few days in the slammer is hilarious, but as Cosmo said, if she actually commits to more, like, it's Rip Bozo for her. But it's completely in line with her character. Like, threatening to blow up a group of people if you commit to something that she very much disagrees with. Yeah, a little terrorist in the making. But the thing about this episode that I really liked is while it still remained very slapstick comedy oriented, what they did with Cosmo's character and the bubble wrap scene. So what ends up happening is we actually get a pretty emotional confrontation where we get to see a side of Cosmo we don't normally see. Because usually if he is frustrated, it's kind of like they amplify it in a goofy way that, yeah, he's frustrated, but here's this kind of funny mannerism. Here it was just he was depressed. Like he was legitimately heartbroken and there's nothing I can do. And I love what they're able to accomplish because the biggest thing that shifted KonoSuba was Season 2. Season 1, most people just looked at it as one of the funniest anime. Myself included. Season 2, while I don't think was the same level of comedy, it started to get more serious. It started to put the focus more on the characterization. And between the movie and Season 3, they found that nice middle ground to blend the two. But the idea that, despite it being funny for a lot of what we're seeing, at the end of the day, it is actually a pretty emotional situation, and they're actually wearing their heart on their sleeves in these moments, and we go from this season mostly having Darkness feel like the mature one of the group, the mom of the group of all things, and then Cosmo then has to rise up to be the dad of the group when it's really just him and the other two stooges. It was such a good and effective episode, because while you knew Darkness wasn't getting married off, like, and if she did, I mean, that fat bastard probably would just die. Honestly, when they started talking about the amulet, I thought we were going to give it to him and he'd, like, have a heart attack and die on the spot or something. Maybe we inherit all his wealth. I wasn't sure where we were going with it, but the idea that the person who's at face value marrying her off is just insulting this man to his face. You want this fat old bastard, this old bastard, and he's just, I'm surprised he didn't blow a gasket right then and there, and the idea of like stealing her away saying, no, not today. Now, the thing is, Cosmo would not want to give up his money, but at the same time, he's not going to let Darkness be married off. So he's probably going to attempt something that's going to allow him to keep both the money and get out of this, but that would force him on the run for life. I'm very interested to see though, because this is a very peculiar situation. they very well could end this season with them financially back to the same spot they were at in season 1, just maybe with a big-ass mansion. Hell, we might have to give up said mansion if we really gotta pay off some debts. But at the same time, it really feels like they're going out with a bang. I would say I still prefer the princess arc the most out of anything I've seen this season, but you can't with a straight face say that the darkness arc that we got shortly after is weaker. It's a different flavor, a different style. But in general, like, season 3 is a 10 out of 10 KonoSuba season. The movie, 10 out of 10 KonoSuba season. It's just like, yeah. All I've heard since, like, season 2 is, like, pretty much the stuff that they thought season 3 would adapt is a lot of people's favorite. And I'm right there. Things could change with seasons 4 and 5 or wherever, but this has just been a perfect KonoSuba season. The mannerisms, the idea of just our drunken, useless god is barging through and blasting a boy who's literally giving us helpful advice in this moment. I mean, it's so good. It really, really is. And I will never get tired of seeing Aqua getting pelted with coins because people think of her as nothing but a party trick, even though she's like, I'm more than that. And it's like, listen, Aqua would honestly be one of the most useful and powerful isekai characters in existence if she either A, had a bit more common sense, and she put the bubbly down. It's a mixture of she's a natural-born idiot and a natural-born alcoholic, and that hinders her from truly optimizing and utilizing her insane abilities. Because she's actually busted, it's just she's the drunk uncle, and no one takes her seriously, nor does she actually put that to work outside of maybe one moment per season, and we love and hate her for it. Overall, though, this was great. They are clearly ending it on a bang. The production remained very consistent. I think all the studios that have handled KonoSuba have kept KonoSuba feeling like KonoSuba, but still, like, I feel like the production naturally evolves as it goes on, while sticking true to what it should look like. I don't know, like, whether it's Aqua just doing little hip-hip hoorays or little frustrating air punches or Cosmo's dumbass face to like, bitch, did you just do that? I love the simplicity of how they like make you laugh, not because they're necessarily setting up a joke, but just because of how the characters are naturally responding to the WTF that's in front of their eyes. Darkness is my favorite KonoSuba character, 100%, and I am crossing my fingers her family get, just for the dad's sake more than anything. That dude just seems like a genuinely good dude. And he doesn't deserve to die thinking the family's full of debt and his daughter's getting married off to a perverted fat bastard. So, see where it goes. Let me know what you thought down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Sophia Palmieri, Mesh, Misaki Arme, JD, FL Fax, Mach, Mate, and Danbro77. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you all have a good one.